Well, I was down in Dallas Safari Club last year, going through their sports show down there, and ran into Jim McCarthy, and he walked me over and introduced me to Andy and Karen Savage.
Well, I'm sitting in my booth, and up walks Bob Foulkrod. Of course, I've seen him on TV like everybody else has, and kind of wondered what kind of guy he was. He walks up to my booth and asked me what I had for mule deer hunts.
He said he's got a great mule deer place, and I totally had a brain lockdown because I forget how big the mountains are in Idaho, and I said yes.
We put everything together, and he was ready for some sunshine. First day here, the sun was out, and we went and did a little bit of looking around. Saw a bunch of bucks first day.
We're still putting stuff in the four-wheeler, and I look up on the hill and I go, Andy, that's pretty good mule deer. And I look up, and he looks up and he goes, oh, we can do better than that.
Saw a couple that were possible shooters that we passed on against somebody's better judgment, but I won't mention who.
I'd shoot him on the last day, and he goes, yeah, but it's the first day. And I go, that's what I'm saying. I would shoot him on the last day.
Everybody came out here, had his attitude that this would be a real fun deal.
And Heaven's Gate Outfitters is the real deal in the Salmon River country of west central Idaho, with 3/4 acres of permitted hunting areas. Before the hunt, Foulkrod makes sure the screws are tight and the barrel straight.
I'm gonna try the gun out here a little bit. I'm gonna shoot this water jug over there.
Bob's shooting the versatile and deadly accurate Winchester PowerMax bonded bullet, available in a wide range of calibers. It's engineered with a notched and protected hollow point and a sleekly contoured jacket that's bonded to its lead core for consistent expansion and high weight retention. The PowerMax offers hunters a perfect blend of downrange accuracy and game-stopping penetration.
I would say it's on. No excuses now.
Well, when you're riding around and looking at mule deer that are pretty relaxed, at least they're not running 100 miles an hour when they hear us coming, you know? They just came around the corner and looked, and there he walked over and thrashing that bush. I pretended to get him anyway. I saw you come coop on him.
The mule deer ranges across hundreds of thousands of square miles of the North American West, from tropical Mexico all the way up to the subarctic in the Yukon Territory.
It's hard to pass them up when you get in that kill zone. I mean, we got 3 more coming.
But you can see these deer aren't too spooked. We've been sitting here talking for 10 minutes, and these does are still 160 yards from us, just feeding. And you got more coming from around the corner here.
The mule deer is a young species, having evolved only about 10,000 years ago. A unique characteristic of the mulie is its springing gait, called stotting.
We were seeing deer everywhere. We had does all around us, saw 4 or 5 younger bucks. Still hadn't seen the big one. There's 4 does down there coming around the corner. Huh?
So we glassed around, we looked around, and I'm not exactly sure how many mule deer we seen that day, but we wound up seeing a good number of mule deer. And one thing that was nice about it is they were pretty well relaxed. And we seen another mule deer that, I mean, I got the safety off. I said, Andy, that's a good mule deer. It was down over, and there was other mule deer going back. He says, we can do better than that. I go,
when I get locked into that kill zone, you got to talk to me, because I
did. Hey, 255 yards. He was perfect distance. We could have had him real easy.
And there's another one coming right there.
Yeah, that a buck or no? Why don't we take a little poke over on the top of the hill out here, do some more glass, and then we'll go up, hit that other property and see if we can see that big buck.
Passed up a couple nice mule deer so far today. I let him talk me out of it.
That wind blowing out of the south like this, I know a couple spots we can go catch them bedded on the north slopes. And it's pretty bare. The other side of this peak, this knife edge you can see,
There's another big bowl in there. We can go down to the main road, go up a little ways and come up into another gate. There's 1,000, I don't know, probably 800-acre bowl in there that they'll be out of the wind. I got a feeling we'll find something bedded right there in the sun.
We knew where there was a pretty good sized buck hanging. I'd been in there through the week before with a different guy, and we missed an opportunity on this buck.
If I'd have shot that other deer, I could have been out of the wind.
Well, we can go get out of the wind right now in a buggy.
Got out of the Ranger and we walked about a mile up the hill. Did a little side hill and across, and we're glassing the whole time, and we were seeing deer everywhere. We had does all around us, saw 4 or 5 younger bucks. So we got those 2. We got the one down there in this floor flat behind us we saw from the road. And you got this one down here. There's been 5 bucks hanging in here. So we're missing one. I got a feeling he should over this ravine right here, Bob. There's a big grassy, big green spot goes down through with a little bit of brush. So we'll sneak up to this edge, try not to bump this buck, and see if we can get a look at him. That's another buck right there. He's on that green piece right below us.
Yeah.
We'll sneak up to this rock, see if we can see into the gully without bumping him.
We finally got into position. We left the 4-wheeler behind, and we're walking up over where Andy had seen some pretty good mule deer.
Lo and behold, we saw half the deer sticking out. We couldn't tell if it was a buck or not. Moved a little bit sideways and saw those big forks. We knew we had the deer we wanted. Bob, come here. We got a shooter right here, right up on the other side of that rock. He's right in the bottom, right down the green.
I looked at the terrain and I says, we can drop down over here. We can take 100, 200 yards off this mule deer. And he says, no, he says, he could pick up his head. He said he drops in that little ravine right there. He said, we're gonna lose him. He said, he's going back to his bedding area. We need to shoot this mule deer.
Got a good look at his left side. He's real strong on the left. Yeah, he's definitely a shooter, Bob. That's a nice buck.
That's a bad angle right there.
He's gonna turn. You want to shoot for 350, it's downhill.
When shooting downhill, it's a case of objects being closer than they appear. A bullet's trajectory is based on the level, true horizontal distance it travels over gravity. So, an animal may be 375 yards through the air, but only 350 across flat ground, meaning less holdover.
It's a nice buck, isn't it? It's the best one we've looked at. Let it turn sideways. Okay. I did.
This is my first mistake. Always trust your own equipment. I let him talk me into trusting his equipment.
Okay, here we go. I just drop it in a hole. Take him right there. When he stops. Take him. Aim a little lower.
I hit low?
You hit high.
Huh?
You hit high.
Boom! Shoot right over top of him. Now the thing runs off out there and it stands out there at a long distance.
Squeeze slow. Let me give you a range again. Good, take it where he goes over. Take him right there.
Now I know what you're going to say. You're standing on the top of a mountain, and what's on the other side? Well, there's nothing on the other side. It's private land. There's no cattle. There's nobody over there. In this particular case, I felt pretty safe about pulling that shot off.
Shoot the 580 full. Ready?
Yeah.
Put it right on him. Squeeze slow. Real slow. It's your last shot you're gonna get. Hit him that time. Kicked his legs up in the air. Did you see that? I'm pretty confident you hit him.
Yeah.
That last shot feel good?
Well, they all felt good. That was my thing.
He had some pretty impressive rack on him.
That was impressive.
That's a 180-inch deer.
That's impressive mule deer right there.
That's why we passed on all them bucks. Right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice job, Bob. Good job, buddy. I'm gonna say between 175 and 180. He's in there somewhere. He looks good.
It's one of them things that we don't know what we got for sure. He was out there a long ways.
Guess we ought to walk down, take a look at him, huh?
I think we ought to.
Let's do it.
This is where he dragged him down here. He hit there. You can see where you can see blood running right down through here. I'm just gonna look real careful, just to make sure.
I figured he was staying on that trail. You could see blood right there, didn't he? Right there, and he slid all the way down.
Yeah, that's like what, 75, 80 yards below us?
Yeah.
Andy said, I'll bet you $100 you didn't go over 75 yards. Well, he did.
Where it dropped, it slid 200 yards down the side of the hill, so I won and lost.
Yeah, he rolled pretty good down through there.
Yeah, right down that rock slide.
Yeah.
Guess we ought to walk down, take a look at him, huh?
I think we ought to.
Let's do it. It's definitely what we were looking for. It's good quality mule deer.
If I'd have shot that other one back there, we wouldn't have to try to drag him up out of here.
Pretty good bases on him, boy.
Nice mule deer.
All in all, it was a real fun hunt. He's a good guy to hunt with. Works hard at it, knows his gear, knows when it's time to have fun, knows when it's time to get mean. If everybody came out here, had his attitude, this would be a real fun deal.
Hunting here in Idaho with Andy and Karen and for mule deer, and there's the end result right there. Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.